So how's it going, guys? So this week on the PhantomCave YouTube channel, we're going to be talking about part 2 of the giant-sized Phantom characters, and the character this week is the Shadow, and this is part 2 of the Shadow, and now we're going to be having a look at page 35, where the new Shadow story starts. Okay, so right now we're going to be talking about the Shadow FireBreak. So this Shadow story was a new story done wrote and drawn by Jeremy McPherson, who is an amazing person. He's one of the biggest supporters of the show, and I've met him a couple of times down at Supernova. He's a great person, and his stories and his art are even better. And even when, I think when this issue actually comes out, I thought when every Shadow book, Shadow, as you would know, Shadow is one of my all-time favorite characters of the on the show, and this guy is also one of my favorites. So the FireBreak. Who is this FireBreak? Where did it come from? Okay, so the FireBreak. So I think this is like a 2 or 3 part story, and that part, that just that panel right there, it just feels like we've got Lee Falk doing his rounds on like a panel strip, or you've got him on like one of the latest comic strips, and he's like introducing people to the story or something like that. So yeah, this story I'm guessing is based in over America. I'm guessing because I'm guessing this is decade, could be in the 50s, could be in the 40s, because yeah, I think the way you can tell it may be from the 50s or 40s is because what he's wearing. I guess that's usual Shadow costume, isn't it? What the female characters are wearing, what the big burly gangster people are wearing, what the police people are wearing. Yeah, so yeah, it's got part 2 and a part 1 to it. And I know I say this a lot, but when a new Phantom comic actually comes out, I get very excited. Yeah, I get very, very excited, especially when the Christmas special comes out in like a couple of months. No, what in a couple of months? It comes out in a couple of weeks. Mr. Bradby. You're going a bit crazy there, Brad. I think I am. So the story finishes all up, and I think we get a part 3 to it later on. Yeah, so the next story after this story is the vampire, which we can have a look at later. So that was issue 6 of the giant-sized Phantom series. Now we're going to be moving on to page 91 of giant-sized Phantom number 9, which this actual annual is one of the second annuals from the series. So it's very special. It's very, very special and very unique that few publications actually puts out like a giant-sized Phantom annual. The only problem with it, there's not a problem, but you do have like a price increase because of the page numbers. Because I'll take you on a journey. So if you've got, say, I don't know, a 200 plus page book, they would have to increase the price. If you're not going to increase the price, then how are you going to make it livable, and how are you going to make it functional and practical? So it's 91. And I think next year we might have a look at the Scorpio saga as well. Like actually have a look at it, not just talk about it. I'll reread it because the latest part came out today. Not today. It came out in the last couple of weeks in the latest issue of GiantSize Phantom. Okay, we're nearly to it. Oh, rightio. So this shadow, as I said I think I said this was in the first part. So I showed this image in the first part, and I still love the olden fashioned covers. I love it that when few publications, they publish one of the older issues, say like one of my favorite characters like the Raven, and they still publish the oldish covers. Oh, so good. So damn good. No wonder the GiantSize Phantom series is so popular. So this is the shadow number 1. We've got Jimmy Gray at his finest. Something to do with flying saucers. Something to do... I do love these artworks, like the old-fashioned artworks of this time. That's why when you see one of the older clips of how I just basically tear apart the new Sir Falcon stuff that they're putting in the GiantSize Phantom issues, you compare that to that and what the Sir Falcon series that they were doing, I reckon it's just so much better. Yeah, and even if I tore apart it, well, it's my opinion. Okay, I'm guessing this has something to do with a prince or something, and the shadow has to save one of a female companion. And then there's, I guess, something to do with conspiracy theories and unseen aircraft. Just amazed at the artwork. Even the Panther, we'll be having a look at that soon as well. Probably next year, not this year. Yeah. I just like looking at the covers. Not looking at the artwork. Okay, I think we're done. So, yeah, just take a minute, look at these beautiful covers. They're beautiful. Every cover that Glenn Lumsden does, they are magnificent. Even the current one that's out is magnificent. So if you would like to subscribe to the PhantomCave YouTube channel, you can do so by hitting that subscribe button down below. Like, share, comment if you've been enjoying this series. I know I've been enjoying this series, and I reckon next year we will continue this series. We'll continue part 3 of this series, and even more, looking at more characters from this series. And as always, keep PhantomCaving, and we'll see you next time.